What does a campaign manager do? If that's your question, you're in the right place. And if you're a candidate looking for one, or you'd like to be one, stay with me because this information is pure gold. What we're going to talk about in this video are the 5 key things that a campaign manager does, the most important task that a campaign manager has, and how you do all well. Here are the top 5 tasks of a campaign manager. Once the message has been decided and everybody is clear on what the message should be, it falls to the campaign manager to keep the campaign on message, never letting it get off message. The second thing is to manage the day-to-day operation of the campaign staff, making decisions on who to hire and who to fire. The third thing is the campaign targeting, making sure that the right audience has been put together, data gathered so you know exactly what kind of voters you are going to reach. It is overseeing the advertising effort of the campaign to make sure that the vendors involved are doing what they're supposed to do. And then there's the budget and the fundraising. If you do not have a budget, you do not have a campaign strategy. If you do not have a fundraising plan to raise the money in the budget, your strategy will fall apart. So those are the 5 key things a campaign manager must do well. Number 2 is to hire and sometimes fire campaign staff. So most campaigns do not need 20 people on the payroll. And I've seen some campaigns where the manager fulfilled all of these responsibilities. But in larger campaigns with more than 40,000 voters, it becomes an impossible job for the campaign manager to do it all. So key hires in any political campaign. You need a campaign treasurer to keep track of the money coming in and the money going out. You need somebody in charge of the field operation, making sure that you develop an organization in different geographic areas of your jurisdiction. Most campaigns need a volunteer coordinator. Volunteer help is cheap, but it takes time to keep them all corralled, moving in the right direction, making sure that the volunteers complete every task well. In many campaigns, the campaign need a campaign scheduler to make sure the candidate shows up at the right time, at the right place, looks good, sounds good, is well rested, is well fed, so that the candidate always is at the top of their game. I mentioned number 1, the 5 top tasks. Item number 2 is hire and fire the campaign staff. Number 3 is put together a set of vendors that help the campaign accomplish its mission. What's a campaign vendor? It's someone who has a specialized role in a political campaign for a short period of time. They're contract people. They're generally paid a fee to do their job, but it is the manager's job to put the vendors together who perform specialized tasks. Someone who's going to oversee the persuasion mail campaign. Someone who's going to oversee the digital advertising campaign and campaigns on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. Someone that specializes in television production if you are doing commercial television. Someone that specializes in media buying if you are running for a statewide office. And in large campaigns, it's always a good idea to have some attorney on retainer, just so that if you have a legal problem inside a campaign, you have someone to call who can help you get it ironed out and do it quickly. I might add to all of this that a candidate in a campaign is managing vendors and campaign staff. They have to get used to making hard decisions. And this is what happens when the money gets tight. The vendors start getting into an argument about which piece of the pie they get to do and how much mail is going to be done or how much money put into TV ads or whatnot, vendors start to argue among themselves. And it falls to the campaign manager to make the difficult decisions about which vendors are allocated how much money and what the plan is going to be when money has to be cut from the advertising budget. Major task number 4. You have to give the candidate the freedom and the time required to be a great candidate. And in most campaigns, being a great candidate is a full-time job. Only a candidate can give the speeches. Only a candidate can do the town hall meetings. Only the candidate can do the podcast interview or the radio interview. Only the candidate can stand on stage during a televised debate. Only the candidate can coddle influential people, get the endorsements they need in the political campaign, and rub shoulders with the important people in the community. It is a full-time job. In addition, the candidate has to be well-rested, well-fed, look good, and sound good, and always be at the top of their game when they are in public. It is the most essential task of any campaign manager to keep the candidate out of the day-to-day operation so that the candidate does well things that only the candidate can do. The 5th and perhaps most important thing that a campaign manager does is handle a crisis. Almost every competitive election I have been involved with, we've had at least one terrible day, or a day when the candidate made an egregious mistake, or a day when our opponent dropped a bomb on our head that we were not anticipating. That's when you go into crisis mode. It takes a calm, cool, and collected campaign manager that can handle a frantic candidate, staff that is upset, who can gather all the people together in a room and quietly and calmly solve the problem. Quite often, that is the most important task that campaign managers do in any campaign. Those who handle a crisis well become successful, and those who don't can sink a campaign. These are the things that a campaign manager does. If you like this job description, and if you think you would love to do a job like this, I got the perfect video. It's in the link below. It's called How to Become a Campaign Manager. Grab a pen, go watch that video while this is still fresh in your mind.